Hey folks, and welcome back to some more Merry Skelter 2. On our last episode, we had seen the three Thumbelina sisters making amends with one another, and then subsequently saw Sleepy succeed in communicating with a stranger. And after all that, we had humoured Kaidi and her naming sets, of which she may have a lack thereof. So, with that wee tidbit in mind, let us continue henceforth and actually bear witness to some of these events, such as the laboratory.
なるほど。これは素晴らしい発見かもしれん。
And I mainly chose this because honestly I want access back to the bed, you gosh dang it.
ええ、この仮説が正しければ研究が飛躍的に進むことになるわ。
風。
Okay, that's all fine and dandy, but may I be privy to these details soon?
ええ、そうよ。
やあ、何の話をしてたんだ？
何の話というか、その。
おつ、ちょうどよかった。君にも聞いてほしいと思っていたところだ。
Hey, I asked first, you know.
破壊された元解放地区で回収した景色少女の血液サンプルがシンデレラのものだったと判明したのよ。
Oh, wait, that is kind of big, no? I mean, the wee blue munchkin hasn't aged at all, right? So getting a blood sample of this wee lassie would be pretty big, because then we could compare them to see whether or not it's aged or degraded or anything. I mean, you get new blood cells all the time and what have you, right?
ほんの 2,3 個だけだけど、こんなに貴重な資料が残されていたなんて運が良かったわ。
Although, I could also imagine that also being privy to such details would be rather uncomfortable. I mean, it was already a sensitive topic to Cinderella that, well, she hadn't aged. And who knows if she will, right? Like, we don't know.
ああ、ここからどんな新しい発見があるのかしら。
Did you at least ask for permission first, or were you rather pushy as per usual, Gretel?
グレーテル、嬉しそうだな。それってそこまで喜ぶようなことなのか？
I mean, it's a very big discovery in a sense. It's just... it's more of a logical-minded one, huh?
あら、当然でしょ。
簡潔に言えば、この5年前の血液サンプルと今のシンデレラの血液状態にほとんど変化が見られなかったんだ。
へえ。
その反応はよく分かっていないようね。
いいかい、5年前の血液と今の血液が同じなんて普通はありえないんだ。
I mean, that just makes sense. The cells would eventually die off, things such as just the simple fact of aging is a thing as well, etc, etc.
シンデレラの体は5年前から変化。劣化してない。つまり、年を取っていないということなんだ。
Now that I think about it though, whilst it's on the tip of the tongue, does that mean that the same thing is applicable to Jack? I mean, Cinderella was, well, found in her blood skelter mode after all those years, and Jack is in a similar state of affairs, albeit as a nightmare. Although, I guess blood skelter we know is completely reversible, we do not know if there's any such details about Jack's nightmare transformation as of present, if it can even be reversed, that is.
なぜシンデレラは年を取らなかったのか。この問題について僕とグレーテルは議論を重ねた。そしてついにブラッドスケルター化していた影響ではないかという新しい仮説を導き出したんだ。
おお、それは大発見だな。確かにシンデレラはずっとブラッドスケルター化していたしね。外見も変わっていないから、その仮説は本当に正しいのかもしれないな。
As much as I would love to say it would have been something similar to Thumbelina, where Thumbelina just has kept her petite form, we have seen what an aged up Cinderella does look like in Mary Skelter Nightmares. Plus, I mean, the blood sample literally hasn't changed, so yeah, it's pretty condemning evidence that Cinderella literally has not aged.
ジャックにはわからないか。まあ無理もない。
And I just find that rather unfortunate in a way. I mean, don't get me wrong, Cinderella is absolutely adorable in Mary Skelter too, right? Like, I mean, I like both of her designs regardless. I'm just very partial to the petite. But that's the thing. It's like it mustn't be good for your mental health, right? I mean, everybody else is going to grow old and you're going to be stuck like that. Like, you're never going to be able to grow old with everyone. Or mature, in a sense, right?
シンデレラ、大丈夫か？
And, like, don't get me wrong, this is not me saying, like, oh, someone petite that stays petite isn't maturing, in a sense, right? It's more like Cinderella just, quite frankly, hasn't aged, right? Like, even if she were still petite, but she had aged, that'd be a different story nonetheless, right? Kind of like what happened with Thumbelina. It's just that Thumbelina developed in other areas, I'd imagine, that isn't to do with height or other areas.
いや、なんかぼーっとしてるみたいだったから、気分でも悪いのか？
そんなことありませんわ。私はいつでもシャキッとしていましたよ。
Ah yes, putting on a front totally makes you feel better.
年を取らないということは、つまり私の美しさをずっと保てるということですのね。そう。年を取らないのなら、醜くヨボヨボになっちゃうこともないんですもの。素晴らしいことですわ。
シンデレラ。
She knows that getting old is how one can mature. She must feel lonely not being able to age with everyone. Yeah! It must feel very weird to her. I should have noticed before I said all those things.
よく来た。
I mean, Crevens, being in the hospital for a while in my case was already a toll on my mental health. I could even imagine, right,
ではな。
being unaging, right? Like, in concept, wow, that sounds great. I'm effectively immortal. Potentially. Maybe. I don't know. In Cinderella's case, I mean. But, on the other hand, everyone around you is going to age and pass on. That must be horrifying. Like, I don't even want to imagine how much of a toll that would have on your mental health. But right, do I want to go the Snow White's route? Nah, not for now. We could save that for later. Because as we peruse all of these, well, maybe not all in a row, because it's going to be quite a few. But as we get through these, we may get more events in the bedroom. But yeah, let's go to the front. To the wall! Because speaking about being like locked up in the hospital for a while, I mean, I was there for effectively years. And that's the thing. Like, that was time that I can't get back, but at least I still aged. At least I can make up for that lost time. Cinderella hasn't aged. Yeah, she could spend the time with those around her, but everybody else is going to age. she just won't. At least that's what we know of for now. Maybe we could find a cure of sorts. I mean, there must be a reason why she's aged up in Mary Skelter nightmares after all. But I digress. What's with the commotion?
なぜこんな奴をかばうのだ。
だから違うんだって何度言えばわかるのよ、このアンポンタン。
私
大丈夫ですよ。シンデレラさんは悪くないんですから、堂々としていればいいんです。
貴様ら。
はい、そこまで。僕の仲間に何か用か？
It's probably a Heatska-shaped problem, honestly.
その女は太陽教団のヒツカ様を殺害した大罪人だ。それをかばうなど言語道断。
I mean, yeah. She kinda dead, huh?
だからシンデレラは千秋を殺してなんかいないって言ってるでしょ。人の話を聞きなさいっての。全部誤解なのよ。このことは前にもきちんと教団で説明したし、ミチルだって分かってくれたわ。
Although in this scenario, yeah, I mean, the literal main gal behind the Order of the Sun is quite literally saying, yeah, they cool. I mean, sure, they might have unalived my brother, but I didn't see it happen, you know?
あんたも教団の幹部ならその判断に従うべきでしょ。
ふん、どうせ姑息な手を使って純粋な王姫様を欺いたのだろう。
Wow, that is a very much a possibility. I don't think these three could ever have a bad bone in them, but fair enough.
そんなわけ。ひどい。
おいこら、何揉め事起こしてんだ。
守る、ちょうどよかった。この人は太陽教団の幹部らしいんだけど。
ああ、なんとなく事情は分かった。
Dang, you didn't even listen to the full deeds. Just Cinderella's look of dismay was enough for you, huh?
おいあんた、こんなところでもルールはあるんだ。問題を起こすようなら出てってもらうぜ。
話せ。
Also, dang, this really ain't like the happy moment, or let me rephrase that. This really ain't a happy time for Cinderella. Back to back, we've been getting, not the most jovial of encounters.
はいはい、1名様お帰りですっと。
まったく、さっきみたいなやつは珍しくないのか？
I would imagine often enough, just hopefully not every time.
白雪たちを太陽教団のヒツカとして気に食わない人たちは、ああしてわざと問題を起こしてくるんです。
So yeah, a bunch of bad apples and a mix of a good gotcha.
悲しい。
そうだったのか。
I can see why Thumbelina was suspecting anyone who came near her.
今の人が言っていたことは本当なんでしょうか。
Also, I mean, yeah, especially fair point to do with Thumbelina. I mean, negativity bias is very real.
全部デタラメよ。あんな言葉に耳を貸す必要ないわ。そうだよ、シンデレラ。君は悪くないんだから。
Well, maybe.
でも私が犯人じゃないという証拠もありませんわ。
That is technically true, yes.
も もしかしたら本当にブラッドスケルター化した時に私がやったんじゃ。
You might have played a part into it, yes.
違う。そうじゃないんです、シンデレラさん。どうして言い切れますの？そういう可能性だって。
もう全てを話した方がいいかもしれないな。
Yeah, keeping her in the dark doesn't seem like a good idea long term.
そうね。
すべてって？
実はというわけだったんだ。
そんな。ではやっぱり私のせいでヒツカさんが？
あんたのせいじゃないわ。
でも私が原因のようなものですわ。私が一人で独房エリアへ行ったりしなければそんなことには。
自分を責めないで。何が原因かなんて言い出したらキリがないわ。
Yeah, the coulda, woulda, shoulda-isms ain't really benefiting anyone right now in this whole ordeal, huh?
元はといえば、私がひどいこと言ったりしなければ、あんたが一人で独房エリアに行くこともなかったんだし。
慰めなんてやめてください。何を言っても起きてしまったことは変わりませんわ。もう私のことなんて放っておいてください。
シンデレラ。
大きな声を出したりしてすみませんでした。取り乱してしまいましたわ。少し一人にしてください。気持ちを落ち着かせたいんですの。
This isn't good. She hasn't matured like us mentally. Yeah, what was the first 10? I doubt she could process all that we told her. I mean, mayhaps with time? It'll just take time.
なんて声をかければいいのかわかりませんでした。
僕もだよ。もどかしいけど。ええ、きっと今はそっとしておくしかないんでしょうね。
Well, yeah, it's gonna be a lot to process.
シンデレラが思い詰めて変なことを考えないようにちょくちょく顔を出した方がいいかもしれないな。
Alright, yeah, that's really it, Cinderella's state. Let's just check. Is she in? No, okay, so she's not in the living quarters. I was just curious if maybe we had to go to her room, but no. Right, so far, this has not been the nicest series of events for Cinderella. Let's see if we can get something a bit more upbeat. Maybe at the rescue center? That doesn't sound like the most pleasant of places to go, but sure.
最近気がめいってしまって何をやっていても憂鬱なんですよ。
Everywhere I go, we beat more of the order.
そういう時はお茶でも飲んで一度気分をリセットするのがいいですよ。
But you know, maybe some counseling from Hikari is all that we need.
ひかりちゃんだ。
一緒にいるのはこの前三姉妹に絡んでた信者じゃないか。
Wait, it's the same literal priest. Wait, we're getting a follow-up?
本当だ。でもなんだか仲良さそうだよ。
あの信者は僕たちのことを嫌っていると思ってたよ。
ああ、ありゃ光の特技だよ。
守さん、
光の特技ってなんだいそれ。
なんだと言われても見ての通りだよ。そいつがいいやつでも嫌なやつでも、怒っていようが泣いていようが、いつの間にか光に腹を割っちまう。多分光本人がいつでも誰にでも心を開いて接してるからだろうな。
I mean, sometimes all you need to have is just a good listener, huh?
素敵な特技だね。確かに私たちも光ちゃんの優しさにはいつも心癒されてる気がするよ。
見てるこっちはヒヤヒヤしてしょうがねえ。あいつは人を疑うってことを知らない。お人よしすぎるんだよ。まったく。
なるほど。だから守はこうやっていつも光を見守ってるのか。
見回りのついでだよ。
まあそういうことにしておこうか。しかしどんな相手も心を開かせるなんて考え方によっちゃすごい特技だな。まさに人たらしだ。
That's an interesting way of phrasing it. We could have used a different phrasing, honestly.
人だけだったらよかったんだけどな。
Why would anyone want that specifically?
人だけなら
ありがとうございます。少し楽になりました。それでは失礼します。
いえいえ、あまり無理しないでくださいね。
Because, I mean, look at that wee innocent face. Why would you want her to suddenly turn into a seductress?
ジャック、それにしもべさんもどうしたの？
Oh, they just want some of your special counseling, you know?
そっか。辛かったね。悲しいよね。もしできることならみんなのことを悪く思わないであげてほしいな。みんなはただ不安なだけなんだよ。ジャックたちのことを嫌ってるわけじゃないと思う。大丈夫。私たちはジャックが優しい人だってちゃんと分かってる。しもべさんたちもいつも頑張ってくれてる私たちの大切な仲間だよ。どういたしまして。あ、診療所に来る？一緒にお茶飲もうよ。
You know, that now has sprouted a thought in my head. How does Jack eat food and drink beverages? Does he do it? This may sound really silly. Does he do it sideways, given how his mouth has formed? Or does it just work through the traditional means? It's something I would love the answer to. I don't know why. It's just such a minute, pointless detail that I just thought. But the imagery of him doing it sideways is both kind of humorous and kind of adorable in a way, in like a creepy cute way, right? I mean, that's kind of how you could summarize Nightmare Jack. He's just cute in a kind of creepy cute way, for a lack of better phrasing.
じゃあ診療所にレッツゴー。
なんでジャックやしもべたちと意思疎通ができてるんだ？
わからん。あいつが言うにはなんとなくわかるらしい。
Also, that wee bit of English was friggin' adorable.
おかげで最近は人間だけじゃなくて人間以外からも大人気だ。
もしかしたら僕ら景色少女よりも光の方がすごいんじゃないかな。
いらっしゃい。
Oh, hi there!
じゃあね。
Right, so I don't think there's anything new here. Yeah, it's just Snow White. So we've been getting a series of events to somewhat do with Cinderella and the Three Sisters to an extent, but I kind of like it. Like, it's not like all literal direct continuations, or at least doesn't feel like it, but there's like, you know, little knickknacks of things happening. I like it a lot. So let's go to the platform.
どうしたんだい姫。
At least that prior event was pretty upbeat, though, all things considered.
見て、あそこにいるのって。
And mayhaps this one will soon follow, given the track that's playing in the background.
親指たちとラプンツェルだね。
Dang, we ain't getting any more follow-ups of Cinderella?
ラプン、暖かくて気持ちいい。おいふい、ねむねむ柔らかくて好き。
I mean, at least we get something a bit sweet, though, on the side. I'm all for this wholesomeness.
もう二人ともいつまでくっついてるのよ。ねむちゃんギュッてすると気持ちいいもんね。っていうか、お互いお布団を評価してるみたいに聞こえるんだけど。
I mean, it's a very important detail. How comfy is the lap pillow and what have you? We need to jot down notes.
そんなところで見てないで声かけなさいよ。
邪魔したら悪いかなと思ってね。
Yeah, we'd rather just gawk over at you lot.
邪魔だなんてそんなこと。
Or, sorry, to make it a bit less, you know, I was thinking of a word, but I lost it. To make it a bit more appropriate, we were just admiring you lot from afar, yes.
よかった。ちゃんと仲直りできたんだね。ええ、まあ、あの時おつーが背中を押してくれたおかげよ。ありがとう。
Aww.
何のことかな。僕はただ覗き見していただけだよ。
感謝してるんだから素直に受け取りなさいよ。いいわ、絶対にこの借りは返すんだから覚えてなさい。
Dang, don't bring back the bad habit.
ああ、覚悟しておくよ。
親指ちゃん、肩の荷が下りたみたい。前よりも自然体な気がする。そうかしら。自分ではよくわからないわね。でもまた無理しちゃダメだよ。わかってるわよ。それにもし何かあったとしても私には頼れる妹たちがいるもの。
なんなら僕たちを頼ってくれていいんだよ。
一回手助けしたからって調子に乗るんじゃないわよ。あんたの方こそ何かあったら言ってきなさいよね。
ああ、そうさせてもらうよ。借りは返すそうだからね。
こうして話しているとなんだか昔に戻ったみたいだね。何言ってんのよ。全然違うわよ。え、そうだって昔より今の方が仲いいじゃない。
I would hope so, given all of the bonding we've done.
ええ、そうだね。
そうだね。昔より今の方がずっといい。
I would also hope so. I see an area of interest that has opened up, and I think we shall be saving that for next. Yes, I'm going to cut you lot off here, including myself, except you all have to wait longer than I do. Nah, but seriously, so that was a nice little send-off. Just a little bit of, you know, light to go with all the recent darkness that's been going on. Don't want everything to be all dour all the time after all, huh? But anyway, folks, thank you all for watching this episode of Mary Skelter 2, and I'll see you all next time as we continue our jailbreak. Ta-ta for now.